Someone else who doesn't care about logic, Marjorie Taylor Greene. Well, she's upset because people are treating her like she's crazy. So of course she had to go on the most stable, logically sound platform available to essentially, fight against these rumors. Yeah, so she went on Alex Jones's show. Here she is.
It just bothers me so much. They treat me as if I'm some kind of crazy person, or like I have three horns coming out of my head. But what they don't understand is they're the ones that are crazy, and they're the ones that are so disconnected.
Well, that's the gaslighting that they're engaged in. I mean, if you look at it, the trends worldwide are to populism and the people, not even about conservative or liberal. And deep down, they know that. They're trying to gaslight us. At least the controllers at the top are. But I think the average leftist, I agree with you, actually does think you've got 5 heads or I've got 6 heads, and that they actually believe their own BS.
That's interesting. Let's talk about believing BS because, hey, what Marjorie Taylor Greene likes to pretend that she's sane, yet she has said a number of things. The alternate reality in which she lives in, for example, 9/11 was a hoax. Space lasers run by a famous Jewish man set the California wildfires. She filmed herself stalking Parkland shooting survivor David Hogg. Let's see what else. She screamed into the mail slot of AOC's office, attacked a Democrat with an office next to her because the member has transgender child, suspended from Twitter for COVID-19 misinformation. Also, hey, Alex Jones, not too far away from her, because essentially he said Sandy Hook was staged, encouraged targeted attacks at the parents of some of the children who died. The government has weather weapons, chemicals in the water are turning frogs gay. Robert Mueller is a demon, also a pedophile, because hey, Hillary Clinton is running a child sex ring out of a pizza parlor. Also, hey, he's been banned from social media platforms. Also, the alternate reality of corporate media. Well, gosh, polls are honest. Millions don't affect people. Corporate media doesn't care about profits. Wow. How did we get here? I don't know, but Cenk?
Yes. So we put that last one in there because unfortunately with a lot of conspiracies, there's a kernel of truth that they then take in a twisted, crazy direction. So when Alex Jones says it's not necessarily even liberals versus conservatives, it's populists versus establishment, there is a lot of truth to that. And they've got us fighting on social issues and cultural war issues. And by the way, we do it too, and so does he, and so does Marjorie Taylor Greene, right? But there's a lot that we're united on economic issues with the right wing. And the people who are opposed to us are corporate Democrats, corporate Republicans, and corporate media. So that's why we wanted to put in that the alternate reality of corporate media as well. By polls, we mean politicians. Corporate media says politicians are honest. That's absurd. Nobody thinks that. And that millions of dollars don't affect them. That's absurd. It's absurd. And that corporate media itself is not interested in profits or money or protecting their advertisers. They're just doing everything out of the goodness of their heart. All of that is a total alternate reality. But that doesn't make Alex Jones and Marjorie Taylor Greene correct. Just because politicians are not honest people and they actually do care about the corporate donations that they're taking doesn't mean that there are Jewish space lasers or that the frogs are gay. Those things are totally disconnected from one another. So, in fact, what's so horrible about the fake populism of the right wing is, by the way, they still support the same exact corporate agenda. Marjorie Taylor Greene will happily vote for tax cuts for the rich, tax cuts for giant corporations that are robbing you blind. And we can show you exactly how they're robbing you blind, and she'll help them rob you, right? And she'll vote for almost all of the corporate agenda, but she'll take your anger, your legitimate anger towards corporate media and towards corporate politicians, and she'll misdirect it towards minorities, Jews, gay frogs, whatever else that they're fighting on these days. So unfortunately, the kernel is true, but everything else is wild insanity. And my God, Adrian, if you wanted to prove that you were sane, would you go on the Alex Jones's show, InfoWars, where they started the 1,000 insane rumors? What we listed there for you was a tip of the iceberg. And how could she not see that that would be the very worst place to prove your sanity?
I think in part she just wanted an audience that she could guarantee would totally believe her. And I really, really wish we could leave like mental health issues out of this. I don't think this is a matter of crazy or sanity or all these things, in part because this woman is just a bad person. She's anti-Semitic, she's homophobic, she's transphobic. Let's just admit that this is an example of all of these things. And this is who she is as an individual. She is thinking logically in her opportunistic way and seeing what she can do to essentially punch down and ensure that, white male supremacy continues to reign and that she benefits from it. It's like, let's be honest about who this woman is. She doesn't have any kind of mental imbalance as much as she's just bad. And I'm willing to embrace that and accept that and to keep her at a distance. But it's just like, this is who these people are. Let's just have them own it and just move on.
Well, maybe we should use a different word to your point, which is evil. Because when you chase down a fellow congressperson, in that case it was Marie Newman, and you yell at her about her transgender kid and you attack her for her kid, that's an evil thing to do. I mean, and by the way, the right wing would totally agree with us. All you have to do is just flip their identities, right? If Marie Newman, who's a Just Democrat, had attacked Marjorie Taylor Greene's kids, the right wing would lose their minds. They would be apoplectic instantly. How dare you? I mean, anytime there was any mention of Sarah Palin's kids or Barron Trump, they would just jump out of their skin. How dare you, right? When you do it to a progressive's kids, they're like, oh yeah, go ahead, pick on them, make fun of them, bully them. I bet that'll be great. You know why they do that? Because they're evil. And they think as long as I don't view you as part of me, I can do anything I want to you. I can oppress you, I can bully you, I can intimidate you. I don't care about you. And I enjoy making your life miserable. That's what owning the libs is all about. So yeah, they're less moral than we are. And by the way, if you're a right winger and you're crying right now, you're in a corner rolled up in a ball, he called us evil and immoral. This is so wrong. What do you think the right wing did to liberals for my whole life? For 40 straight years, they've been saying, we have family values, we're the moral majority, and the left wing is immoral and lives in sin. So you'll excuse me if I don't give a crap about your feelings, especially because you're bad people. And one last thing here. Look, no matter what you label it, I can't help but call it insanity, Adrian, sorry. But the frogs are not actually gay. The kids who were killed were not crisis actors, they're actually dead. The government does not have weather weapons. That doesn't mean the government is great, and you shouldn't believe corporate media who tell you, oh my God, politicians are fighting so hard for you and they're so amazing, and Nancy Pelosi's a master legislator and Mitch McConnell cares so much about you, okay? None of that stuff is true, but it doesn't mean they have weather weapons. I'm begging you to have a tiny bit of logic. It's, I know, gonna fall on deaf ears, but yeah, so I'll chalk this one up under deeply ironic as Marjorie Taylor goes to explain how sane and logical she is on InfoWars. Thanks for watching The Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR, so those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.